Rude Nation.
What's up? Welcome to the Rude Boys
Power
podcast.
Hour.
Power
is what
Hour.
The fucking podcast is called.
Eat a dick.
Oh God. Learn your fucking shit.
Oh, you've been so salty all day.
I'm Sherm. You keep using that phrase. I don't think you know what it means.
I'm Tom. Chris, who's in your mouth? You angry fuck.
Miller High Life. The Rude Boys' choice of beers. Tom.
And I got some MHL, Miller High Life
MHL.
myself.
Okay, very good, very good.
Yeah. Miller, we're still waiting for that sponsorship.
Yeah.
You want to, contact us?
Right behind Buffalo Wild Wings and Monster Energy.
Yeah.
We'll get there. And then Jameson. We're coming for you. Coming for that. Coming for that
sweet, sweet Jameson money.
Yeah, give me that Jameson money. All right, clink it up.
Clink it up. Good clink.
Well, we got quite a full episode lined up. It is Infinity War weekend right now.
Hells yes!
So your boys are going to be seeing it in a few short hours. So what we're doing right now is we're recording the podcast proper right now, and then we're going to throw it to ourselves in the future, maybe with a guest star or two. Can't confirm nor deny, but and then we're gonna get our
thoughts on 10 years of building this cinematic universe.
Absolutely, yes. As of right now, the movie's only been out a couple hours, and it's been getting pretty good reviews, pretty good buzz, pretty good hype, pretty good stuff, man. Yep. And your boys are gonna
get
through that.
I'm stoked.
Hell yeah. But first, Tommy, you want Blitzkrieg?
Blitzkrieg it up. Rude Nation. This makes me so happy because fuck this guy. Billy Mitchell removed from Twin Galaxy Records and banned due to cheating. Yeah, this guy, he's just such a scuzzy...
He's a scumbag.
Piece of crap.
He's a scumbag. And he got caught cheating because of some... to get into the details, there was something going on, with the emulation or something that someone was like, well, the game doesn't render this way in the arcade board and shit like that. They got into the minutia, and Billy Mitchell, this scumbag, had them all fucking fooled for years and years and years. If you ever saw the great documentary, The King of Kong, Billy Mitchell's a fucking scumbag, and I'm not gonna lie, all those fucking the Twin Galaxy guys, it's like an old boys club of just
sure.
Yeah, he's the high scorer Galaga, and this guy's the high scorer Pac-Man. Get over your fucking self. Stop stroking your virgin dicks, and suck a dick, Billy Mitchell, you scumbag.
I do. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong.
He might have good barbecue sauce. I don't know.
Didn't one of our
steak sauce?
Didn't one of our close friends have almost a run-in with him because they were trying to get him for an expo, but he decided to bail out?
I think so. Yeah,
something about money.
Because he's a scumbag.
Yeah, he's a dirt. He's a dirt fuck.
He's a carny.
Yeah,
that's
actually. That is actually the perfect word for him.
Billy Mitchell, hang yourself with your own tie. Next.
Sega announces games and stuff.
Yeah. Those notes, right? So
yeah.
All right, so Sega announced a couple things. They had a Shenmue 1 and 2. You know what Shenmue is, right, Tom? Yep.
Shinobi?
Nope.
No?
Shenmue is...
Close, right?
It could be almost called the precursor to the Yakuza series. It's a very, open world. One of the first open world, one of the first QTE games where it's just a guy trying to live a life and try to find who killed his dad. But back in the day, it was what's the word I'm trying to say? It was very...
Controversial?
No, not controversial. It was very highly regarded as such a thing, but it has been outclassed almost every step of the way. And I've tried to play Shenmue 2. It's a little trashy.
Okay.
But...
Never heard of it.
Good for people. We want to get in on that. They also announced the Sega Ages collection coming to the Switch. Sega Ages is a series of retro games from the Genesis that they're going to come and it's going to be done by M2, which is good emulation. So that's really exciting. They also announced a Sega Genesis Mini, which everyone was really excited about until they realized the same people doing it were the same people who do the little trashy bullshit ones you get at Walgreens for $50.
Right,
and the emulation from a purist perspective is not great. So
yeah, I know someone who has one of those, and it's pretty cool. I mean, the cool thing is that you can actually play
sure,
you can buy Genesis cartridge games, which is, I mean, that's pretty neat though.
I guess, yeah. But like from what I understand, it's just not a great way to
Fan service.
It's not not good fan service. I mean, no, it is fan service because they're trying to do all this nice stuff, but it's not good emulation, like I said. So.
Okay, cool. Moving on.
Yep. Blitzkrieg.
New Castlevania, but for phones. That's pretty cool. Like, I mean, we know my love for the Castlevania series. I will definitely check it out.
Yeah, no, it's a mobile game, obviously. Only announced in Japan for now. It's got like a fucking multiplayer portion to it or something like that. Like, you can pick different characters from all the different Castlevanias and yeah, it looks neat. I'm down for more Castlevania if it's held to a different standard than just like a fucking match 3 puzzler or whatever.
Right. You say multiplayer, but you mean like you could take multi-characters onto missions.
I don't know what I mean because the page is in Japanese. So
all right.
I don't know.
Well, why were you absent that day in school when they were teaching Japanese?
I don't know. So you were there for that? You were there for that lesson?
I went to a special ed school, so
okay.
yeah, no. We lick windows.
Okay. Gotcha.
Call of Duty Black Ops 4 has no single player mode. Whatever. I could give I could give two shits about
this is
Call of Duty.
You know, it's kind of the changing of the guard pretty much. Like, multiplayer has always been Call of Duty's forte, and that's what they've been known for, and that's what kept them afloat for years and years and years. Sure. The single player was just almost to, help push other people into that. Like guys like me, like I don't play multiplayer at all, so I would totally check out a single player thing, even though I've never done that, and I own 2 Call of Duty games. I've just never played a single player game.
Yeah, I think
Call of Duty.
I think I've shot a gun in Call of Duty,
nice.
And then I turned it off.
Nice.
Cool.
So but they are looking. It's actually because, again, like I said, changing of the tides. Like it's a, they're gonna do a, presumably a battle royale mode, which is similar to your
Overwatch,
PUBGs, not Overwatch,
no,
your PUBGs, your Fortnites and shit like that.
Okay, so, yeah, because that's the thing.
Because that's the thing now, exactly.
Right.
Give it a couple months, it probably won't be. But
yeah,
that's just how trends go. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, from what I've heard, Fortnite's kind of floundering.
Yeah. It's still making billions of dollars.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. If you call that floundering.
Well, people are just getting annoyed because they're not releasing a lot of new more content.
Sure.
I guess.
Yeah,
that's
right.
what I mean.
Okay.
After 25 years, Night Trap finally sneaks onto a Nintendo system. Howard Lincoln be damned.
There you go. So yeah, that was a big announcement. Not really a big announcement, but that was an interesting announcement that for the 25th anniversary of Night Trap, that I think was like last year, we got a physical release and digital release. The Night Trap is coming to a Nintendo console, and the whole Howard Lincoln comment right there was in response to back in the day when they were doing the violence video game hearings and shit like that. He famously said that Night Trap wouldn't be seen on Nintendo console, and here we are.
Yeah, ta-da. Everyone is they're loving this, the Switch.
Absolutely, man. Everything's hitting the Switch. Everything should be hitting the Switch.
Which is very cool. I mean, I know I think we were talking about it last weekend. How, do you have Doom on Switch? Mm-hmm. How does it play, or you haven't played it yet? Haven't played it yet, okay, cool.
I played it on PS4. It was a good game.
Right, but you double dip.
I've heard, I double dip because
came
it's
out for the Switch.
Absolutely.
So is your goal just to own everything that comes out for the Switch?
No, because like you just said, there's so much coming out for the Switch, so it's kind of hard to do that.
Give you time.
Let's not get crazy. Give me Blitzkrieg.
You're kind of crazy with your pre-orders and such.
Give me Blitzkrieg.
Wolfenstein 2 hitting the Switch. Jesus Christ.
Here you go. Speaking of hitting the Switch.
On June 29th, 2018.
The same time Doom was announced for coming to the Switch, Wolfenstein 2, which I don't even think released at the time of it, the announcement, was being announced for the Switch. And obviously it came out for PS4 and Xbox One, and now it's coming out for the Switch in a couple months, I think, right? Yeah, a couple months. And early reports have said that because this is a very not a late game, but this is a very recent game in Switch standards, so they're really trying to make sure this game looks good. And some early reports was that it looked a little choppy because they're trying to do so much on a console that is admittedly underpowered. So it should be interesting what they do.
Okay.
Doom ran well because Doom was also a PS3, Xbox 360, PS4, Xbox One game, came around for both systems, so they were able to kind of scale it back. So it'd be really interesting. I liked Wolfenstein, the reboot. I think it was New Order, some shit like that, Old Blood, I forget what. And it was enjoyable, so I'll definitely pick this one up.
Cool.
On Switch.
Of course. Real quick, in comics, I saw this, a couple of hours ago, I forgot to put it, was that
breaking news.
They are doing a storyline. It's called Return of Wolverine. It's about how he pretty much broke out of his adamantium tomb.
Right, okay.
I'll definitely check it out because it is my boy, Wolverine.
Sure, yeah.
And it does look like, your usual suspects are involved. Your Sabretooths, your X-23s. So Sabreteeth. Looks pretty cool. So, yeah, like I said, I'll check it out. Movie news. Lots of movie news.
Let's hit it. Let's do it. Let's get it going.
Just keep it blitzkrieg. Come on. Jessica Chastain, James McAvoy, and Bill Hader announced for It Chapter 2.
Cool.
Very cool. I think those casting choices are, very good. I know Jessica Chastain was chomping at the bit for that, so that's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to seeing Chapter 2.
Right.
Steven Spielberg to direct DC's Black Hawk. Black Hawk was a this naval, not naval, but Air Force type of squad.
Okay.
That it's very deep DC, so it's DC Extended Universe. They're trying to find something.
Right. Okay.
And they're like, oh shit, Spielberg. Yo, how you doing?
Right.
So you just made a lot of money with Ready Player One. So let's let's jump on that bandwagon. X-Men: Dark Phoenix is the last X-Men movie for Fox.
Does that include New Mutants? I guess the last X-Men film.
I think New Mutants comes out before Dark Phoenix.
No, we just had a whole thing where everything got pushed back.
You're right. Okay.
So this is probably the last X-Men.
Right.
Which doesn't, it doesn't, I mean, yeah, we got that Disney purchase of assets and stuff like that. So, I mean, who knows, what Fox is going to be.
Yeah.
But this is probably going to be their last one, yeah.
Things
probably
are
their
changing.
last thing altogether.
Sure. New Venom trailer drops, and honestly, it's giving me a little more renewed interest.
Yeah,
in
it looks
the movie.
okay.
I do like how you see, kind of like how the symbiote is...
Symbiote, right? Isn't that how it's pronounced? Symbiote.
Yeah, symbiote. Is... You see it being, a very, defensive...
Right, yeah.
type of thing. And then, of course, you get to see the title character at the end of the trailer, which is very cool. Huh?
Right, titular character, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you get to see the Venom thing, and it looks good. I mean, I don't know what I was expecting. Looks better than Spider-Man 3.
Dude, anything looks better than Spider-Man 3.
It looks a little plasticky, but
okay.
Yeah, we'll see.
I can see that.
We'll see.
Again, yeah, exactly.
It was the first initial reveal, so I don't know what I was expecting.
Yeah.
But
it's still
like you said, better than the trailers and all the shit we've seen before.
Sure, it's still not making me want to run out
and
be like, yo, shit, let me pre-order those tickets today.
Very true.
TV news.
TV.
My initials.
TV.
Jessica Jones renew for season 3. Very cool.
That's cool.
Season 2 was phenomenal. Get on that.
Still haven't seen it. I gotta see it.
Yep. AMC green lights Nosferatu for 10 episodes. This is a book that I read, and it blew me away, and I'm so stoked that
the book or the show or whatever.
The book.
Okay.
The book blew me away. I'm stoked for this. I do know Joe Hill, who's the author of the book, is going to be part of the writing process.
Okay, that's cool.
So very cool. Glow returns for season 2, June 29th.
Yep, super excited for that. That was
Very
my show of the year last year.
Yep.
Because it had such a good respect to professional wrestling and the amount of cameos, and it was good acting, and it was a nice timepiece, 1980s vibe to it. So, yeah, super excited for that. Yeah, great cast, great story, great everything.
Yep.
Liked it, loved it, can't wait. And I could probably download it on my app, so I can watch it whenever.
Yay! You can watch it whenever. Ash vs. the Evil Dead is canceled after 3 seasons, I believe.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't see the show. I never saw an Evil Dead movie. So,
Okay. Did you ever see like Army of Darkness or anything?
No.
No? Okay. All right.
Oh, DMX. Little DMX.
Nah. Little DMX is fine. Also, to follow up with this, sad that Bruce Campbell says he's done with the character Ash.
Okay.
He's no longer playing him.
I mean, how old is Bruce Campbell? He's got to be probably trying to
50s, 60s, sure.
Right. Never say never, though. You know what I mean?
Yep. Money talks, bullshit
exactly.
walks.
He could show up like in his fucking 60s or something and do one more run.
Yeah, chainsaw hand and all.
Exactly.
New Star Wars animated show announced.
Yep. So this, so in the same sense of like Clone Wars took place between episode 2 and 3, Rebels took place between episode 3 and 4. This is going to take place between episode 6 and 7. So dealing with the birth of the Resistance, and from what I don't know how it's going to be animated. I'd imagine it's going to be CG, but I heard that it was going to be a little more anime inspired and also like World War I/2 dogfight inspired. So a lot more aerial battles, I'd imagine. Which is I honestly like thinking about it. Like I like the Star Warsy part of Star Wars the most.
Sure.
And if it's anything like Rebels and Clone Wars, it'll probably suck for 2 seasons and then get way better the final 2 seasons.
Yeah, when Disney XD cancels it and they're just like,
exactly.
oh.
Well, I mean, they always like doing that. They don't want them to have too long of a tail. They just want them to get in, say their story, and then get out. It's gonna have Oscar Isaac voice Poe Dameron whenever he shows up. Gwendolyn Christie voice Captain Phasma whenever she shows up, and then gets kicked off screen for a couple more years. So it's exciting. I mean, I'll put it this way: to me, it's exciting on paper. I've always wanted to really dive into Clone Wars and Rebels, but I never do. And good on them for still doing it and keeping that going, because there definitely is a fan base for that. So
Sure,
yeah.
definitely. Wrestling news. The wrestling world has lost a legend.
Absolutely.
Bruno Sammartino passes away.
Absolutely.
The dude was,
He was a class act.
He was a class act.
From everyone who said it.
This just kind of we had several wrestling deaths that happened within a couple of months of one another, and this one was just like, holy crap.
Yeah, because you never in this business where it's all go and get hurt and take pain meds and do this and do that. It's when you hear that someone passes, in their twilight. That's kind of weird to hear, because you never think of someone like that, as you said, like that legendary status. Could live that long, and he did, and to his credit, and and he came back into the fold with the Hall of Fame a couple years ago, and which is one of those holy shit moments that the WWE Hall of Fame is known for.
Yeah, because I know that there was bad blood, I believe.
Well, yeah, he didn't like how the company was going, especially during the Attitude Era. He did not like that. He's a wrestling purist.
Well, didn't he broke away from the company before the Attitude
I'd imagine
Era,
before
right?
that, but I mean, it just started getting a little more It was a choppy time.
Yeah,
man,
I
like
kind of
the
feel
90s.
he was kind of supposed to be. See, no, nice. Maybe he was supposed to be in like Gorilla's, like position.
I don't know.
How he like the commissioner and all that jazz.
Sure.
But
yeah, I don't know.
I mean that's that sucks.
It's sad to hear.
R.I.P.
Yep. Rude boys send their regards.
And
to the
flowers.
families.
And chocolates.
Yep.
All right. And that is all we have. We will end Blitzkrieg News on that somber note.
Yes. Alrighty, Tommy. Let's pick up the mood a little bit. All right, buddy. Tell the Rude Nation what you have been up to.
I have been up to. I started playing DC Universe Online.
Right. You were talking about this last.
Was
episode.
not digging it at all.
Okay.
All the. We know my feeling about microtransactions. Just way too much of it. So I was like, you know what? No, we're done. Stepping away. I picked up South Park Fractured Butthole again. And man, that game is just hysterical.
Right,
like,
yeah. If it's anything like Stick of Truth, yeah.
Like there are parts where it's just like, wow, okay, this feels very much like Stick of Truth.
Sure.
And then it just goes sideways real quick.
Okay.
So I mean, I there were parts I was dying. Like I dropped the controller and I was on the floor laughing.
Holy shit!
It was fantastic.
A real waffle moment.
I really enjoyed it. I also
you finished it, right?
I did. I did.
Yeah. So what were your thoughts? Like, did you compared to Stick of Truth? Was it better? Did you
I dug this one a little bit more because of the whole superhero aspect.
Sure. Yeah. Definitely. I can see you liking that.
A lot of stuff happens. Like you have to fight. The sixth graders.
Okay.
The cops and I know you just got it, so I don't want to.
Yeah, I just picked it up for Switch.
I don't want to give too much.
I understand.
I don't want to say too much.
You don't have to give me plot points or whatever, but I'm definitely gonna bite into it relatively soon, and we'll have a very lapsed episode of Rude Boys Game Club.
Yeah,
I'll talk about it, and then you could chime in with that stuff. So
I do want. I think I will get They have like a Casa Bonita.
Okay.
DLC. So I'll probably I'll delve into that.
Sure.
I was I'm like that's pretty cool. I'll it's like him like you see Mysterion like on top of Casa Bonita. So
right.
I don't even know what else he can do.
Okay.
I also watched on Netflix original series the Frankenstein Chronicles.
Okay.
Which
with
Sean Bean,
right?
yeah.
So what's the premise of it?
He's trying to. It starts off as a murder mystery type show, and again, I used this before. It goes sideways to the point where you're just like, wait, why is this happening? And all of a sudden, at points, it's a monster movie. It turns into like a monster show. So
interesting.
Very cool, but it still also keeps the murder mystery aspect of it.
Okay.
So if you get a chance, definitely check it out on Netflix. I'm sure since it's a Netflix original, you can download it so you can watch it on the train.
Right. Okay.
So.
Oh yeah, I could probably do that.
Yeah, totally.
Nice. That's how I got through Altered Carbon and Glow and all that.
There you
shit.
go.
So yeah, nice.
Definitely check it out. What have you been up to?
What have I been up to? I played and finished up Fire Emblem Warriors. It was a very good time. Good time with that. So my history with the Fire Emblem was just pretty much like I know the characters, and I played through Awakening, and I really liked Awakening. We played about through half of Echoes on the last Rude Boys Game Club.
Yep.
And actually probably 2 Rude Boys Game Clubs ago.
It's been a while.
It has been.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. Since I got back into Fire Emblem proper. And as far as like Dynasty Warriors games, like I like the licensed ones. Like I definitely dug the Dynasty Warriors Gundam, Hyrule Warriors. I played a little bit of Dragon Warrior Warriors, Dragon Quest Warriors. Dragon Quest, yeah, it's called Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest Warriors, yes.
Isn't Dragon Quest like the one that they released, like Dragon Quest 11?
Yeah, Dragon Quest Warriors. That's correct. Yes. it was when it came out in America, it was called Dragon Warrior. That's why I'm getting confused.
Okay.
Yeah, Dragon Quest Warriors.
You're confusing the shit out of me.
I'm getting confused, so it's fine. So, Fire Emblem Warriors is a lot of fun and very high in spectacle. Like a lot of the awakening moves and shit like that. Like it looks really cool. It makes me really want to get back into the Fire Emblem franchise. You know, I want to finish up Echoes and I want to start Fates because like these characters are, you know, I like them now. You know what I mean? Like it basically like a brief introduction, and yeah, the plot of Fire Emblem Warriors is completely original, and it's just kind of just some tapings to get you to be like, oh, here's these characters I know. Here's Chrom and Robin and Frederick and Cordelia, and then like here's the characters from Fates, and here's the characters from like Shadow Dragon. You know what I mean? Like, it's a very good Warriors game. It's very deep too, and I'm definitely not gonna go down that rabbit hole. You know what I mean? Like trying to level up all my characters and shit like that.
Right.
Like it's a good excuse to try different characters.
Okay.
But I don't want to, and I stick with what I know and what I like and what I already have high leveled, so I can win.
Is it co-op?
It is co-op, yes. Yeah, I got the season pass, so if they release more characters, which I think they might, then maybe I'll revisit it.
This sounds like a game you may have to start from scratch, and you and I can play.
I'm not starting
together.
shit from scratch. Well, you know what? Because so when you replay missions, you could choose any character as opposed to only choosing certain characters or whatever, and that's cool. So I may, you know, if that becomes a thing, then maybe we'll do that.
Okay, sounds good.
What else have I been doing? I don't know. Let me see the notes.
You have been also up to.
I have also been playing God of War.
Come here, boy.
Boy, read this.
They are having a field day with that whole thing.
No, it's very funny. So God of War came out recently, and I picked the day of, and I really like it. It is way different. Not way different, but it controls
It's way different.
differently, yes. I would say if you take God of War, okay, you throw in some Last of Us.
Okay.
Because you have the more heavy story element with the third person and the other, and the child. I don't want to say sidekick, but the second character running around. And I've never played a Dark Souls game, but if you want to throw Dark Souls in there too, because I'm going through some like caves and shit, and I feel kind of spooked out because I feel like any monster could just jump out at me and probably just kill me. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Because the combat is just so the combat's still there. All the combat from God of War is still there. You got your light, your heavy attacks, your grabs, your blocks, all that shit. And because it's from a different perspective, a third person over the shoulder versus, you know, like a character action, like the camera's pulled out, basically. It's a little more tense because, you know, you don't have full range around you. You have to turn around and fight guys and
and
shit like that.
someone could be right in front of you.
Exactly. Yep. And the other difference is that, you know, Kratos doesn't have his Blaze of Chaos anymore.
Right.
He has what's called the Leviathan Axe, and basically what you do is you can use it as an axe. It has like ice capabilities, and you just hit people with an axe, and you can throw it and then call it back a la Thor, which is super cool.
But if you don't call it back, can you sit there and like bare knuckle?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Like there's parts, and when the combat clicks, it's awesome. So like you're running around, you might throw an axe at a far guy, rush the dude, just start pummeling him. There's benefits to having, you know, fighting bare-fisted versus with your axe, whereas you can obviously you're doing less damage with the fists, but you can do stun damage, which means that you can stun them and then grab them for a very gruesome kill.
So like, can you grab them, turn them, call the axe back, and the axe like?
No, that would be fun. That would be pretty sick. That would be pretty sick. But I'll tell you this much: like, I was kind of starting to fall off the series a little bit with God of War 3 and Ascension because they just started getting a little too over the top, and I wasn't really dealing it. Like, it was just being gory for gory's sake, and I was kind of over it. You know what I mean? This is not that gory. Like, you're fighting like these weird monsters, but like you're not like ripping their limbs off and beating them with it and shoving it up their ass and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like it's not as visually vulgar as the later series turned into, especially once they
Okay.
went high def. You know what I mean?
It's being this is being violent for a purpose and not to
Absolutely,
be
yes.
violent for violence sake.
Absolutely, yeah. So it's
Gotcha.
definitely like a grown up God of War. And you know what? I'll say this right now. I'm only a couple hours in. God of War. Another thing it's known for is its QTE sex mini games.
Okay.
I have not come across one yet, and I'm calling it right now. And this could be a spoiler. I don't know because I haven't gotten to it yet. If it exists in the game, but this is what I think is going to happen, Tommy. You're going to get to a town or something, right? There's going to
Okay.
be a brothel. Kratos is going to get like tempted to do it, but he's not going to do it.
Boy, bang this whore.
No, he's not going to do that. He's not going to do that. He's going to walk away because he's a
He's
an
family man.
he's an older gentleman now.
And he's trying to set a good example for his son.
Yeah, he definitely is. There's definitely that stuff. There's some fun banter
Okay.
between the kid Atreus and Kratos. Because Kratos is so like he seems like such an absentee father, but he was definitely there.
Right.
But he just doesn't know how to be a father. It's been some time since he was a dad. Once he murdered his wife and kid at the
Right.
beginning of God of War, the original God of
Right,
War.
right.
So I'm excited to see where it's going to turn out. I really want
Okay.
to play more of it, and I'm a little disappointed I haven't played more of it. But what are you going to do?
I mean, you've
I've
been busy.
with stuff. I've been busy with stuff.
You've been
yes.
busy, but you should get on it so I
Yeah,
can
I need
borrow
to.
it
Yeah.
if I don't pick it up before then.
You know what? I'll say one more thing though. The side quests though. Like I was on my way to do part of the main quest.
Mm-hmm.
I got a little sidetracked because I wanted to explore. It opened up one side quest. Me working on that side quest opened up another side quest.
Yeah.
And me working on that one opened up another side quest. It was so cool. Like, so I had to go to this tower, okay? While I was at the tower, I was like, you know what, I'm going to go investigate because the world opened up a little bit more. So I was like, let's see what we got here. I ran into these lake spirits. The lake spirits are like, oh, you need to free the four of us, and we will give you something great. I'm like, okay, cool. So while I'm doing that, I run into another spirit who's like, yeah, I hate Thor. Can you destroy that statue of his? I'm like, all right, cool, no problem. While on the way to that, I find a dragon that's captured.
Huh.
So I go free the dragon, then I go destroy the Thor statue, then I go free the spirits, and then I go to the tower. So yeah, there's a lot of side quest stuff going on.
Side quest to side quest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
I can agree to that. In South Park, there are a lot.
Oh
of
yeah,
side.
if it's like Stick of Truth, oh yeah, I can
Yeah,
get into
yeah,
that.
and there are certain ones you definitely want to do because
Mm-hmm.
it'll give you like certain powers and
Sure,
whatnot.
yeah,
So
yeah.
this
I remember
way-
that like in Stick of Truth.
Yep. But no, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I mean, if everything that I've seen from people playing God of War and hearing you talk about it, like
Mhm.
it's making me like want to get it. Like I was kind of waiting to see how other people felt about it because
Sure.
I've been burned before by picking games up right away. So
Yeah, no, I hear you.
I didn't want to get that burn again.
Sure. There's something else we did. I'll get to it a little quick. We played a little bit of A Way Out.
Yes, we did.
We streamed it.
Yes.
Very impromptu, but it was a good time. It was a co-op prison escape game,
Yeah.
and Tommy and I had a blast. playing it.
I will. I definitely would love to get back to it eventually.
Agreed.
So
Yeah, we'll definitely have to get into that. And one more thing coming up. So May is coming up, and every year I do this self-imposed game challenge where I call Replay May, where I replay a game, but I have to work the word May into the title. So like when I replayed Bayonetta, it was Mayonetta.
Okay.
Conker's Bad Fur Day, Conker's Bad Fur May. Any Mario game turns into Mario. Metroid game turns into Metroid. Like, silly stuff like that. I don't know what I'm going to replay, but I thought about it. What I'm going to replay after God of War is I'm going to replay. No, it's all of May.
Okay.
What I'm going to replay is I'm going to replay Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes. Metal Gear Solid.
Okay.
Because Ground Zeroes is a good demo, sort of, to get back into Phantom Pain, and I really need to get back into Phantom Pain. So that would be a good way of readjusting myself back to the controls and shit like that. Because I think I'm like 2/3 into Phantom Pain, and if I was to just jump back in, I would not have a good time.
Okay.
So Ground Zeroes will help accustom me back into the Metal Gear franchise, and yeah, I'll be back into Phantom Pain because I really need to finish that game up.
No one has a good time with Metal Gear games.
No, I have a good time with Metal Gear games.
You're lying to yourself.
Competent people, smart people, handsome people like you, Rude Nation. Rude Nation, hit us up, man. Is Tom a crazy person, or are you all handsome? So, like we said at the top of the show, we are going to see Infinity War tomorrow, but that hasn't happened yet as of recording. So,
God damn it.
We're going to utilize some time paradox and throw it to the future Rude Boys who have seen the movie and their lives have changed and the world is a better place. Future Sherm, future Tom, take it away. Thank you, past version of the Rude Boys. This is future Rude Boys, or I guess really present Rude Boys, I don't know. But,
featuring DS.
oh my god, alright. Jumping the gun. So what's up, Rude Nation? We're back. We saw Infinity War, actually a couple days ago. So we have, all the thoughts have been percolating and everything in it. Real initial thoughts, boys. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Yes.
Huge thumbs up.
Okay. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to get into the spoilers, and it'll be marked. Don't you worry, okay? Just be wary, okay?
Spoilers.
Spoilers. That dog's looking at me weird. We're joined here, actually, by a special guest, an honorary Rude Boy here. We got Tommy's brother, DS, here. So, can I just call him Dan?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Fine.
Dan.
Yeah, what's up?
Tell the Rude Nation your top 5 MCU films before Infinity War.
For Infinity War, it was Winter Soldier,
Okay.
Good.
Iron Man 1,
Okay.
Good.
Ragnarok,
Awesome.
Very good.
Guardians,
Okay,
Okay.
cool.
Iron Man 3,
You're wrong.
Oh, shit.
You're absolutely wrong. You should not
And
be allowed to
Cut his
talk.
mic. Cut his mic.
cut his mic, it's over! And Avengers 1.
Avengers 1. Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Solid with the exception of Iron Man 3.
Okay, that was 5. I don't know. For some reason, I lost track. Counting's hard, everybody.
So you said like all of mine except for 3. Yeah, way to be original.
No. Iron Man 3 is horrible.
Iron Man 3 is fan service. It is taking it away and rewriting the MCU for a way that is still interesting for the nerds.
What they did
Oh, God,
to
this
one
isn't
of
the-
the greatest characters, the Mandarin.
greatest?
One of the
Mandarin-
greatest villains, dude.
He was
Mandarin
a villain.
was awesome.
He was a villain.
Oh, you're a
All
fool.
right. We're not talking about Iron Man 3.
You took.
Put a pin in it.
Mhm.
Button it up.
Mhm.
We're moving on. So that's your top 5. I feel like the Rude Nation knows all about Tom and my top 5 MCU. But post Infinity War, what do we say? Top 5 instant?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hell
this,
yeah, dude. This movie was
this
fucking
inches
dope.
out Guardians.
I
The
think
fact
so
that
too,
there
yeah.
is- I will say, I felt a little cheated because you had Loki, who was an amazing villain.
Hang on, are we gonna get?
We're,
Are we
we're
gonna?
going
Oh, okay.
spoilers.
I was gonna ease into it, but you want to go
Nah,
full
he,
hog.
He just wants to go.
Danny's
I'm just-
been.
He's doing
Danny's been
exactly
a little.
what Marvel did with the first Avengers movie.
Just went full anal
Just
with
full
Thanos.
anal, like, hey, here's Thanos.
Oh god. All right. So okay, yeah. Free spoilers. Sorry, Rude Nation, but we're into it. Let's do it. Go.
Where was I?
Oh god, that's right. Kind of.
Loki, greatest villain.
No, Loki was the greatest villain of the MCU, and it was almost like the torch was passed to Thanos.
Okay.
You ended that movie. You couldn't fault him for what he did. He saw his own civilization destroyed by overpopulation.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, the universe is overpopulated.
Sure.
And so he felt he needed to have it to bring balance back so nothing else would happen throughout the universe like it happened on his own planet.
Okay. So he but I mean that's very similar to his MO in the comics, right? Like he sees the universe unchecked. He needs to correct it.
But the only
himself.
reason he sees it unchecked is because
of the
of
tragedy
his
of
hard-on for death.
Sure. Well,
Right.
that is
Yeah,
true.
yeah,
That is true.
Death being an anthropomorphic personification that he has fallen in love with. MCU has removed that.
Yeah,
Right.
which I am glad, because I know there were points leading up to this movie they were talking about, like, they were going to replace Hela.
Right, yeah. As the goddess of death or something like that.
Like, you know, him being obsessed with, you know, death.
Right.
I was kind of glad that they didn't do that, even though I would have liked to have seen Kate Blanchett back in those green tights.
Sure, okay. Eye rolls
As the eye rolls go.
over there in the guest chair. But no, so they really gave a certain amount of, I don't want to say, I'll say humanity to Thanos. Like, what he did, obviously, I mean, it was from a certain point of view, what he was a good guy, you know what I mean? Because he wanted to save the universe, and the way he wanted to do it was basically, with a snap of his fingers, take out half of the universe population.
And that's what makes a strong villain.
Right.
They don't just sit on a throne, cackle, and twiddle their fingers.
Right.
They say, we're going about this to bring a certain sense of peace.
Sure.
Loki in the first event, actually, Loki in Thor 1 even went forward and said, like, I'm doing this because I can do a better job than Odin.
Yeah, he was motivated to do that. He wasn't, I mean, the god of mischief and everything, but he was motivated because he wanted to rule the way he does it. That's why, like, you know, you get good wrestling heels. Those are the ones that are believable, the ones that actually have a leg to stand on why they're being dicks. You know what I mean? That's why Doctor Doom is such a good comic book villain, because he is motivated to rule and to give order. It may not obviously be the way that, you know, a lot of the heroes see and a lot of the public sees, but, you know, that is what it is. And no, Thanos is definitely one of the top villains. We were talking about in our retrospective as far as, like, what dud villains there were, and there were quite a few dud villains.
Malekith. Sadly,
Caecilius.
Ironmonger.
Iron Man 2.
Ironmonger was, I would say Ironmonger, if we were going to split them in half, Ironmonger would be in the better half.
Yeah.
In my Yellow Jacket would be
line.
down there.
He'd be on that line.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yellow Jacket would be another one. However, the fact that a great actor, well, even though he was not the actor in this movie, Red Skull.
Yes. Man. Huge mark out moment.
That was
huge mark out moment.
That came. That part happened, and I was just like, wait.
Oh my god! Because the reveal they did, like we just assumed. I assumed when Thanos and Gamora came to that planet and some spectral being, Dementor style, was just floating towards them. I just assumed that's kind of what it was, with this friggin' being that is like the herald of the Soul Stone, and then it just kind of not zooms in, but his face almost kind of focuses in, and it's the red motherfucking skull.
Yeah, that was
yes.
that was insane. Like,
you want to talk about, and I said this in the retrospective, you want to talk about villains who don't get a fair shake and they're just villains of the week when it comes to these movies. You want to talk about like Apocalypse. Like, he definitely should have had multiple movies. You want to talk about like the Green Goblin and Dr. Octopus and the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies.
Yep.
Red Skull was not a character to have been disregarded. I mean, hell, Arnim Zoll has been in more Captain America movies than Red Skull. Yeah. You know what I mean? So hopefully, I mean, the way that his character is now, I don't think I honestly don't think he's coming back. Who knows? We'll find out in a couple of months when
I
Infinity
don't know
War 4.
because like
But
he was,
I'm glad he's back. I'm glad you still see him. That's
right.
it.
You see him as like he still exists. I feel a little bad for him because like the soul stone that he was guarding is Gonzo, and now he's
Right.
on a planet. It's like, oh,
That's a good point. Yeah,
With
he
a-
has no.
with a dead Gamora.
He's got no. Nothing
a dead
keeping him there.
Gamora.
I mean, he's stuck there. But
Yeah, and that whole thing, like I know,
oh man, I want him to come back. Sorry.
I know, I know we were talking about it, how like we were just kind of expecting like, oh yeah, soul for a soul, and then Thanos just kind of grabbed Gamora and like talk.
Yeah, no, I
like,
was expecting that, but I was not. I was not either.
the fact that they showed his humanity in that moment, that he was this conqueror of civilizations, and then he turns around and he's weeping, and Gamora,
He wasn't weeping. He was
who-
doing like the man tears, you know.
But well, he was. Yeah, I mean, he
standing
wasn't
there.
bawling his eyes out, but yes, in a sense, he's weeping.
right.
Many
And
tears.
Gamora's laughing at him.
Well, because
Gamora's
she
saying,
didn't see it.
Right. She
'cause-
was like, you don't love anything. You
Right.
only love yourself and your quest.
Right. Yeah.
You're garbage.
Yeah.
And he turns around and he's like, you were the one thing in this universe
Those tears aren't for
that
him.
I've loved. And he's like, I've gone too far and I can't turn back.
They
See ya.
did a good way of reconnecting Gamora to Thanos. I
Yeah.
thought,
Yes.
because
Yeah.
I recently saw the first Guardians of the Galaxy, and like obviously I know Gamora's character arc fully now because she died, but she's just kind of there, and you just see her as the kidnapped quote unquote daughter of Thanos. That was it.
Yep.
Right.
But I think when you come to Guardians Volume 2, you know of the history because her and Nebula were picked up as kids and they were battling, and she always had to edge out Nebula, and you get that whole moment too. Which and I mean I feel like this is a really good Guardians sequel too.
Yeah.
Avengers Infinity
absolutely.
War.
This was all like this was very good.
They
like
fucking did it, man.
1.5 or 2.5
2.5
Guardians, and then like 3.5 Captain America.
Oh
it
no,
was,
dude,
like, all-
absolutely, man. They made it work. I was so surprised.
Yeah, and it was very well balanced.
Yep.
Nothing
really slow. I was afraid the Thor shit would have been the low point again, but it wasn't.
No.
It held its own, man. I mean,
So
you want to say okay? So go ahead, Dan.
You say it was very well balanced. Was it very well balanced for everyone? Because
I'd say so. I'd say so.
Well,
I mean, you had to. Well, I mean, you killed off.
the relationship between Widow and Bruce. Kind of, it was
right, that really
an
wasn't-
uncomfortable
okay.
moment,
Right.
but no real confrontation, no resolution.
Right. Okay.
You had the Bucky thing where it's like, hey, bud, we got you a new arm, and you're here. There was I don't know, I feel like
You got a good point.
So you're
Some
saying the
people were
Wakanda
shafted.
stuff?
All right.
The
So
Wakanda stuff might have gotten
well,
a little more pushed to the
I'm
side.
gonna say this: if you were to take them as three separate tales, basically, you got your shit going on Titan with Iron Man, most of the Guardians, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange. You got those. You got that group. You got the shit going down in Wakanda, and you also got Thor's stuff going on. I feel
would
like
say
those three pieces
Guardians-
are well balanced. If you want to talk about the inside minutia of all that shit,
the franchises that really got the most play, it would be Guardians,
absolutely.
Thor,
Yep.
Iron Man / Spider-Man,
Yep. Okay, agreed.
and then everyone else.
I feel like Doctor Strange had a good showing.
Yeah, I would
Maybe
almost
because
lump
he
it
was
in
with
the Iron Man.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm
sort of
saying.
situation.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Don't get me wrong. Like all the Wakanda stuff, that was kind of. I don't want to say it slapped together, but that was the bulk of the battle. I thought because you were fighting.
Yeah, that
you were
was
fighting
the Act
Thanos on
3,
Titan,
yeah.
but that was the big fight, fighting the monsters, fighting
that was
part
the
of the
defensive
Black Order.
That was
Well,
what
yes,
was
exactly.
supposed
Yes,
to
yes,
impact
yes.
us,
Right.
because that happened on our home territory.
And you had a ton of people. I mean, no joke. I mean, hey, Falcon was there, War Machine was there.
Which
Poor
Steve Rogers. After the fight, he's just torn apart.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm gonna go out drinking with my buddies. Let me call up let me call up Bucky. Shit.
Oh, there goes his arm. Oh.
And his arm gets disintegrated. Rocket doesn't even get the arm.
Rocket who survived.
Rocket
Still can't get an arm out of the fucking deal.
Cannot even get an arm.
Let's talk about the other.
I'm pretty sure that's why he's he's sad.
Let's talk about the other elephant in the room.
What's that, buddy?
Thanos' obsession with bubbles.
Yeah, he
really loved bubbles.
He loved.
I mean, it's a good
fuck
it's a
you.
good, yeah, and it's a good visual. Like, you just got fucked with.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
In Gauntlet, he did it once. And there must have been something about those directors or producers or whomever
who love
the fuck out of those bubbles.
Sure. But you know what? If we want to talk about that, like, I thought the majority of the Infinity Stones were represented perfectly. Like, you saw what they did. Like, I mean, as comic book people, we knew what they did. But you saw, like, when he was powering up the Reality Stone and you saw him, you know, on Nowhere do that shit, talk about his past on Titan. You saw that, and you had an idea. You were like, okay, cool, I get what that is. Like, yeah, he was relying a lot on the Power Stone and the Space Stone, because, I mean, those are the fucking, like, you know, those are a little more ambiguous,
I mean,
like,
hell,
you know what I
he
mean?
used probably the Power Stone to throw a moon at Tony Stark.
Yep.
He threw a goddamn moon.
Maybe they need that final stone to make things permanent.
Probably, yeah.
But
yeah, you don't see the Soul Stone.
I feel
really
like
work.
when he's facing off at Nowhere, and like Mantis and Drax and everyone's going to and Peter's going to attack him, like he's just like, nope, I'm gonna turn you into cubes. I'm gonna turn you into silly string. I'm gonna turn you into whatever.
Yeah.
And then he leaves, and
everything
everyone's
goes
okay.
back. Yeah.
Everyone's kosher.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, they showed that on,
like, you don't even get, like, a crick in your neck or anything.
Yeah, I was like, you just readjusted my C7
well, because
of
he
my
was
spinal cord.
was using the Reality Stone, right? So I'd imagine he's just
right. So when he
altering
leaves,
their reality to turn into fucking
I feel like
cubes.
the Reality Stone was almost illusionary.
Sure,
because Gamora, like,
I mean, he was using it
the
like that.
shit
Yeah,
out of him.
Yeah.
And then he's like, nope, psych, that was an illusion.
Yeah.
Like you said, you probably need all six to make things permanent.
Like, he needed that as permanent as
I don't know. Maybe if that's their out, like once he leaves, because I forget where he went from Nowhere. I guess he went back to his ship or something like that with Gamora. I'm assuming if he leaves, well, no, because they were saying like when he had it on the gauntlet, and everyone was just like, "Don't have him close his hand, don't have him close his hand." So I'm assuming that's when he can power. That's when he has power over
can activate it.
Right. Yes, exactly. But maybe that's their way of. I mean, I'd have to check the history of the comics, but like that gives them a bit of a timeline of when they're used and not. Like, he can't be like, "Yours cubes, and I'm gonna go to the store and get some milk."
That was
and you're still cubes. You know what I mean? Like there's got to be some.
That was definitely an MCU like we got to show that the heroes are putting up a fight.
You can't be omnipotent, even though you're gonna be omnipotent. You know what I mean? Yeah, you got to give him a fighting chance. Exactly.
Before we went on, I was actually looking at an interview with Tom Holland.
Okay.
That whole scene where he's like about to die. He that was all improvised. Improvised.
Okay.
And like, you know, how he was just like, "Oh, I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark." Like, that was like, holy crap.
What was the deal with the Doctor Who reference? Like, who is the Who head in this?
I missed
because
that.
What Doctor Who reference is this?
Tom Holland says, "I'm not ready. I don't want to leave. I don't want to die yet." That was totally Tennant from his season before he...
Was it?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
You're the only one there.
It was almost word for word
me.
what Tennant said.
Okay.
In Doctor Who. It was a little... It took me out because I'm also a nerd in that sense.
Sure.
I was like, wow, that's... I mean, it was cool. It was still heartbreaking, but I'm like, that's totally a David Tennant.
Right, okay. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
sure they tried to fit in what they could
Oh, yeah.
Easter egg-wise. But yeah, I mean, I'm just completely overwhelmed with how well it worked. Like you and I were talking about Tom. You and I were talking about the pacing, how we thought it was balanced. Every character had their moments, their moments to shine.
I think the biggest. I'm gonna say the biggest moment to shine was probably. I'm gonna say Tony Stark. We got to see how far his nanotechnology has come.
Yeah, that was
how it's just like it's him.
Right, yeah.
It's you know.
He rips apart the big dude. I can't remember his name.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But one of Thanos' little children.
yeah, one of the
Yeah.
big guy.
Like he rips him apart. He just like when he takes out the blasters out of the back
Yeah.
and he's just
I
tears them up.
I was upset that we didn't really get to see like Thanos' children like really shine.
No,
Because like in the
Well, I
in the
mean,
comics,
yeah.
I know they were like they were forces to be reckoned with.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like they're doing the grunt work. They were doing the preliminary.
Except for now I remember his name. His name in the movie is Star Destroyer, but
No, in the movie
What
it
the
was
fuck are you talking about?
the reptilian looking dude.
The big guy.
the big guy.
The
Yeah.
big
It was
guy.
called Black Dwarf. His name was Black Dwarf in the comics.
It's a Black Mall or some shit.
He was
No, that's,
named
Ebony
something
Maw.
else.
Oh,
Ebony
no.
Maw was Ebony Maw was like the one guy of Thanos' quote unquote children who seemed to really kick freaking butt.
Yeah,
But
they needed one guy to be like the anti Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
like because we've saw the Doctor Strange movie. You know the crazy shit he's
Yeah.
capable of. So you needed someone who's not familiar with these other characters or who's only just saw the Doctor Strange movie to be like, well, he can do crazy shit. It's like, oh, this guy could also do crazy shit.
I mean,
so.
you brought it up. What? That spear takes away Vision's like phasing.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, what I'm thinking is like,
I
it
get
probably,
he was
like,
probably
it would've
damaged or
it
some
probably cut
shit. You
into
know what
those
I mean?
circuits.
that
or
was
something.
Right, but I
or
mean-
something. That was totally a writer's like we don't know how to work around Vision's
Well, no, I mean-
phasing, so
I mean,
we're
I-
gonna say
I imagine-
this stops it.
I imagine that he got jumped, he got shanked. So Vision's. I mean, Vision ain't much. I mean, he's a fighter. Yeah, he's an android. Yes, but like he's more of an intellectual sort of thing. So
Vision-
if he got hurt, I'm sure he would be more worried about himself. I mean, not worried about himself. Worried about his well being, so to speak, and not like
Vision's one of those characters where he really is Superman level.
Okay.
But
yeah.
they don't have anyone kryptonite for him.
Like he's not gonna go
He's-
Super Saiyan.
He is
Well, Scarlet Witch is
he
really is kryptonite.
Well, yeah.
No, but the thing is, like, in this, they had to go in, they had to put in the MacGuffin of that spear through him to give him his kryptonite.
Right,
And that ultimately
Yeah, they had
is
to lower his
what
power level down.
weakened him because that would make it more of a fight for them to battle for Vision.
Right.
I don't know, with that one, and then you had Proxima Midnight, the chick with the spear,
Right.
and the other guy, which
Corvus Clave.
Corvus Clave.
Right.
thank you.
Okay.
They're married
Okay.
Oh, really?
in the comics.
Okay.
They are married.
I haven't gotten to that yet in Infinity.
And they kind of missed the mark. Like the fact that they kept
They
pairing
didn't-
them up
I-
in the
I feel like
MCU.
I feel like they really didn't need.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a level they didn't need to go
In
down.
the Infinity comics, like, you got to see why they work so well together.
Okay.
And the fact that they brought power, even though each had their weakness. Corvus Clave, in the comics, his deal is his spear. You can kill the fudge out of his body. But as long as his spear exists, he can reincorporate and he's fine.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
And then you had Proxima Midnight, who's this great badass fighter, but her body dies, she's dead.
Right.
And the fact that they would work on one another's weaknesses and strengths, and that's why they were able to almost take the Avengers to their brink. In the movie, maybe they wanted to, but once again, this is a 2.5 hour film.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
They needed to fucking make it move. This was a lot about the Black Order. I didn't think I'd ever learn about. I'm not gonna lie. This turned into the Black Order cast. But,
I mean-
that's fine. Oh my god.
I love that I love the fact that like fucking Scarlet Witch really took Thanos down.
Absolutely,
for a minute.
Yeah. Yeah, for a minute.
And then
Yeah,
he
because
used the time gem.
Did they talk about her powers being derived from the Soul Stone? Right? I mean, that's pretty much how that happened. Hydra took the twins, either manifested their powers or developed their powers or somehow with Loki's staff.
Right.
Which was the end of Winter Soldier, right? Or something like that?
Yes.
And the funny thing is, in a way, where did that all start? That all started with Captain America. That all started with the Hydra of Red Skull.
Yes, okay.
And it's Red Skull who has brought this all about. So, I'm just saying,
You're giving Red Skull a little more credit.
Yeah, no, this little conspiracy theory. That's the long game. At one point, does the Skull get a handle on the gauntlet? And as has been theorized, and we'll get into speculation in a bit, I'm going to assume.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Has the Skull had his hand on the gauntlet and seen some infinite possibilities and projected a little bit of this forward that he'll come out on top?
I don't think so.
I
They have a new actor.
They have a new actor.
They have a new actor for Skull,
and the way that this Red Skull, we're talking about Red Skull again, which I'm cool.
I know, he keeps coming back.
He does, thank God. Where they have this Red Skull, he almost seems very humbled because I'm sure. I mean, he's been in the fucking on this planet by himself since the fucking 1940s.
He's
our
humbled.
time.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I got a sense he still has a drive.
I can imagine.
He
So
still
yeah,
has a
I mean, it
purpose.
could. Don't get me wrong. It could have been a fucking front, but the MCU version of Red Skull we've seen has only been one movie, and also these scenes. So
only one.
I mean, they can do whatever they want now. Really, after bringing them back.
But
yeah.
Red Skull could come back with a new Captain America.
This is true.
Because I don't know if you guys are ready, but the gauntlet's about to be passed.
Ooh.
And that
I
is
see what you did there.
in the next Infinity War.
Ooh, which is coming out next May.
Yes.
All right, so yeah, let's talk about it. Speculation, boys. So the way this ends off, we were talking about it earlier. You're left with, as far as we know, from the end of Infinity War, because we still have 2 more movies before the next Infinity War, which take place at different time periods. But whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
At the end of this movie right here, those are live. We'll say Cap, Iron Man, Thor, Banner, Black Widow.
Yes.
Basically the majority of your original
Hawkeye.
Avengers. We know Hawkeye. Yeah, we know he's going to be in Infinity War, Avengers 4. But I'm just talking about what you see in the thing. Nebula.
Yes.
Rocket.
Yep.
I forget her name from Black Panther.
Oh.
The lady Kingsguard.
The general, yeah.
Yeah.
Racist.
Kicks ass.
Oh yeah.
The death count. Well, death toll. Boom.
Maybe
Spider-
Shuri.
Yeah,
Black
you
Panther's
never saw
sister,
you never
we
saw
don't
Black
really
Panther.
might be alive.
Right, but I'm saying who we know confirmed. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like
that we saw.
confirmed who's alive.
Right.
So my
All right.
speculation is
Hit it.
this:
Let's go. Do it.
there are 6 Infinity
Say it.
Stones.
There sure are.
There are 6 original Avengers still breathing after the cull.
After the
After
snap.
the cull. I'm
after
going to call it the cull.
the cull.
After the cull.
All right, you're making that
That's
thing.
right. And
Yeah, we'll edit that though.
something's going to happen where, as in the comics, Nebula does get a hold of the gauntlet. But the gauntlet's so fucked up
Yeah, it
From what
got a little
Thanos-
trashed up.
from what Thanos did to eliminate 50% of the universe's
Yep.
population. It's going to get destroyed. Now you're going to have the 6 stones. You're going to have everyone who's dead. You're going to have Tony Stark, who has his figurative son, Spider-Man, dead. His almost literal son, Vision, dead. And he's going to want to bring them.
Scout.
he's going to want to bring them back.
Sure.
Because Vision is
He wants to
part
bring
of
everybody
him.
back. He doesn't even know if Pepper's dead.
He doesn't even know if Pepper's dead.
Exactly, yeah.
Fuck Pepper, is Aunt May alright?
But look at the beginning
Start
of
fresh, Tony.
Infinity
Start
War.
fresh.
What was Stark's main focus?
He was Pepper.
Becoming
and,
a father.
Yes.
Becoming a dad. And the
Right.
fact his two
A
children
real dad, not like
are
a
dead,
figurative business dad, but yeah.
He's a figurative and literal dad because Vision
not a literal
is
dad.
his son.
Grandson, again. He created
Vision-
Ultron, and Ultron created Vision.
Vision, he's part Vision, he's part Banner,
Yeah, the same
He's
way
part
genetics
Ultron.
work, guy.
and
But
he's
yes,
part,
we get where you're... Okay, we get it. We get it.
he's listen.
I'd say Spider-Man's more his son, if you really want to talk about father-son.
However, he wants to bring him back.
We'll agree to disagree. Right, Tom?
Then you have Cap, who owes a life debt to Black Panther for bringing back his bestest buddy in the
Sure,
whole
yeah.
wide world.
Yep.
You
Sorry,
have
Falcon.
Widow, who's been lost for years, doesn't know where she stands. Even Civil War did not know where she stood.
Right.
You have Hawkeye, who had 2 kids, then 3 kids, by the end of Civil War. I'm sorry, Age of Ultron. Age of Ultron.
I'm just wondering if I'm
correct-
gonna get to do a speculation, but continue.
Go right ahead.
No, go.
Can't, no.
All of them have.
They're ready to hang it up.
They're ready to hang it
Absolutely,
up. They're
yeah.
ready to pass the torch.
Absolutely.
So you have the gems shattered. Well, the gauntlet shattered.
Yeah, the
gems.
gauntlet's going down.
The gems
Stark will
with
make a new
no
one.
containment.
He'd probably make some sort of containment.
Yeah.
The gems at that moment have no containment.
At the
Because the dwarf made that gauntlet specifically to contain the gems, and you have the 6 original Avengers there, and they see the gems and they're like, we have to bring them back.
Right.
And you have Hawkeye, who will be the most tragic end. He brings back his whole family, only to be there not to raise them. Stark brings back Spider-Man and Vision, only to
His
be
2
there,
sons.
not to guide them. Cap comes back. He's not there to usher in his friends
Sure.
as the new Guardians
Sure.
of America. You have Black Widow.
America.
America.
Okay, all right.
Black Widow, who feels like she really has little to no purpose other than what her masters say.
Sure, okay.
You have Hulk, or Bruce Banner, I should say, who can't even rely on his counterpart, who is completely lost, knows that he is loathed on planet Earth.
Yeah,
Who else is there? Who else? Oh, who did I miss? Because I can give you everyone.
I know
feel
you
like
could,
I got
Dan.
everyone.
I know you could. So,
But all
so
of
that's
them
your
have a
speculation.
reason
Your speculation
to
is
bring
that
it
the
back.
right. Okay, that's so.
Yes,
They
that's my
are going to
speculation.
utilize the powers for their own sacrifice
Mm-hmm.
to bring back the new generation
The
of
new
heroes, the new
generation.
generations of the
Yes.
MCU, the new generation of
Oh,
what
and
have you.
Thor wants to bring back the Asgardians.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, like I was saying, was
So Tommy, your speculation.
I think Stark will make some sort of containment for the, Infinity Stones.
With what?
And, dude, he's done it in the comics. He'll do it. He's Tony fucking Stark.
They had containment things in Guardians.
Exactly.
For the Power Stone.
So, and that's the other thing. I would have liked to know what the hell he did to Xanadar. I would have liked to have seen that. But,
Might see the Captain Marvel.
right. I think Captain Marvel is going to be a huge part in bringing,
Yes.
everyone
Yeah,
back.
because the post credits was basically Fury, who we haven't seen since Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
Winter Soldier.
No, Age of
He was in Age of Ultron?
Yeah, Age of Ultron.
Okay. Him pull out a fucking retro beeper.
Yep.
And call up Captain Marvel,
Right.
who we will see next year.
So, it's going to be a huge thing. Captain Marvel's going to, be a huge part of getting that done.
Right.
And then, Stark will make, like I said, some sort of containment.
He will. He's one of the smartest people in the
he'll
fucking MCU. He will.
it'll be a battle for that gauntlet that he makes. And I honestly think they're gonna go the way of almost House of M-esque, where he's gonna give it to Scarlet Witch and she's gonna say no more Infinity Stones.
Really?
And then the stones are just gonna be gone from the MCU.
Huh, interesting.
That's what I'm thinking.
Right, okay.
The problem is, how does that bring in the mutants and Fantastic Four?
All right, we're gonna all right. So we're gonna have a nice little post Infinity War. What the hell's gonna happen
All right.
to the MCU? Not now. Because
Okay.
we're talking about Infinity
enough.
War now, and we're talking about what may happen in Avengers 4. We know Captain Marvel's going to be up in the mix. We know that every hero who hasn't had a chance to shine, like I said, Captain Marvel, Hawkeye, Ant-Man, Wasp, I guess really anyone else who's got going on. I'm sure War Machine or something like that. Like he was there, but kind
That's
of in
right.
the
War
background.
Machine did survive. I forgot.
War Machine did survive.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You'll probably see get confirmation Shuri survived or whomever. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, we're gonna find out in
A year.
Too long of a time, man. Oh
Yep.
boy. That was.
I am glad we don't have to wait too long for Captain Marvel, though.
No, true. Yeah, we'll have our own episode based on probably Captain Marvel, probably the next Avengers, whatever it may be called. I just saw a thing that Kevin Feige says like it's gonna be Gauntlet,
Right.
Or something else. So, who knows? We'll see. They were holding back the subtitle because of
Spoilers.
spoilers. Exactly. Yes. Final thoughts, Tommy?
Looking forward to enjoyed these past 10 years. Looking forward to the next 10 years.
Sure. Yeah, they got shit booked up to 2025, baby.
It's insane.
Get ready for your Moon Knight movies and your Nova movies.
Nah, Moon Knight's going to
Netflix.
Netflix. That's going to be a series.
That's some. You know what? Like I know that those are different heads and they just don't talk. But like, come on, you should just give me a scene where you saw. I'm like, you can't really show me Daredevil.
We were
I mean, that whole yeah, that really should have been married.
We were
better.
talking about it on a past episode where, in the X-Men cartoon, where there's stuff going on, and like you just see Spider-Man briefly and Doctor Strange
you see the
briefly.
characters
That
of
would
this
be
universe.
it'd be really cool.
Universe. That they don't get me wrong. They married 10 years of cinematic universe together. To throw us a fucking bone, you know what I mean? Let me see some Daredevil.
Something
There,
I can't wait to see all this to happen and Galactus. Well, I'm sorry. The Silver Surfer to take notice of Earth and lead Galactus in. To nom 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 nom.
That with
Wait, you mean like the Cloud Galactus?
No, stop.
No, I mean a big purple motherfucker.
What? He was a big
gonna
purple
eat the
cloud.
Earth.
No, stop. All right. Save it, boys. Save it. That's for the future. All right. That's for the future.
We gotta worry about the now.
You need a time stone, my friends. Because we're gonna send it back to the past. All right, Tom.
Sounds good.
Past Rude Boys. Thank you for having us. Back to you. All right, thanks for throwing it back to us, future Rude Boys. We're back in the past.
Ugh.
It sounds like they had an opinion on that movie. Wouldn't you agree?
It did sound like they had some strong opinions.
Sure.
So
Definitely. That was a good talk.
it was.
Definitely.
I always enjoy talking with ourselves.
I enjoy talking to the Rude Nation.
And the Rude Nation and ourselves as well.
Well, yes. So Rude Nation, we reach out to you on Twitter, Facebook, all different forms of social media. If you'd like, you can reach us on Twitter at RudeBoys469. We got a Facebook page, facebook.com/RudeBoys469. If you want to hit us up on the emails, the Gmails, if you will, rudeboys6969@gmail.com. What?
No, I'm just...
You getting into the song and dance I'm doing right now? That's pretty good. And like we said earlier, we were doing some video game streaming. That was done on YouTube, which we have a YouTube page that everybody should subscribe to because you all have YouTube accounts.
I did.
Yeah. Did you subscribe?
Yeah.
Did you?
I did.
Did you?
I did.
I'm going to look into that.
Check me.
I will. You can reach it at bit.ly/Rude Boys Rude Tube. All these links are available in the show info. They're available on the Podbean page, which is rudeboys.podbean.com. Where is it?
Oh, flick it.
Yeah, there we go. And if you want to hit us up on our personal Twitter accounts, I'm at Tesherms, TEH_SHERMS.
I'm at Tommy_Cash with a K.
Correct, yes. So we're going to let you go, Rude Nation. Be on the lookout on our Twitter page, our Facebook page, every page we got going on, especially our YouTube, because we definitely want to stream more games. And it got easier for us.
Yeah.
Especially, we also learned that we can check different systems, and I could just log into them, and then it keeps all the credentials. So we're good to go. We're hitting the races. We're hitting it strong. We're hitting it hard. We're hitting it deep. Getting it real for that deep dicking.
Oh, man.
This has been a Wall Street Bangers production.